You know how good it feels to give something up to God, like to fully surrender it? And sometimes we think we surrender something until a trigger comes up and then we try to take control of it all over again. Surrendering is not a one-time process. Let me tell you that. It's an everyday thing. It's a everyday crucifying of your flesh, right? Every day telling yourself, you know what? I know that I'm anxious of this. I know that my flesh wants to worry, but I'm going to give it up to God. That's a process. You have to continue to crucify your flesh and say, you know what? God can handle it. Do you know how much of a burden is off of you to be like, I don't know what's to come. I don't know how things are supposed to happen. God does, so I'm going to give it up to Him. Why would you want to take control of a situation that you don't even know the outcome of? You don't have any control of it. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Why would you want to take it on? That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of effort putting into something when you don't even know the outcome of it. You have to surrender everything up to God. He doesn't call us to worry. He doesn't call us to lean on our own understanding. He doesn't call us to be God, right? He calls us to trust Him, to have faith in Him, that He said what He said and He meant it. If He promised you something, if He told you certain things, He's going to do it. But when you start to hold on to that thing, now you're idolizing that promise instead of the one that gave you that promise. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's time to let it go, right? It's time to let go of the things that's holding you back, that little bit of flesh that is stopping you from getting to that thing, that little bit of flesh that is stopping you from surrendering it up to God. It is an everyday process. You have to continue to tell your flesh no. You have to continue to tell your flesh, we're not doing this anymore, and give it up to God, right? It's time. It's time. When you start idolizing that promise, that's when God's going to take it away. That's when He's going to put you in a situation to where you're not going to get it, right? It's going to be a waiting season. It's going to be a delay. But once you say, you know what, God, you got it. I don't know the timing on it. I don't know when it's supposed to come. I don't know who's supposed to be included in it. I don't know what's tied to that promise. But you have it. Go ahead. And you move accordingly of how He wants you to move. So again, I don't know who needs to hear that. It's time to let go. Continue to surrender. Continue to crucify your flesh. Tell your flesh no. And give it up to God and trust that He will do what He said He would do, because He is not a man that He shall lie.